because I think you should do your homework before you talk about Dominicans. So it's not about race. You don't know our history. You don't know our genetics, because we Dominican, we are a special race. We have Taino on our blood. We have European on our blood when they came on 1492. You should know that before you talk about our race. You were talking about this girl that she says she's not black, and she was right. She's not black. She's Dominican. If you ask me who I am, I'm gonna tell you I'm Dominican. If you ask me, are you white? I'm gonna tell you no, I'm not. Even though I am white.
Dímelo, cabrón, ¿qué necesito? Oh, I'm sorry, I don't speak any Spanish. Sorry, porque you look just like my cousin, that's why I speaking to you in Spanish. What do you want? Can I try the mofongo? Un mofongo, porfa. And what is your name for the order? Oh, my name is Carlo. Carlo? That's my name. This is the first time I see a black Carlo. I never seen a black Carlo before. You just said your name was Carlo. Sí, pero I'm Boricua, I'm not black. Listen, brother, you might have a little bit more seasoning to you, but if I'm black, then you black and mild. Esto está cabrón. No sé nada de lo que está hablando. Mira, yo soy Boricua por siempre, and you black, you gonna keep that one. You might be Puerto Rican, but you black as Coke Zero, brother. Okay, here's your order, Senor Bicho. What does that mean? Senor Bicho, that's like, you're my brother, porque, we're black. Nice, we both learned this stuff today. Sí, es muy bueno. Okay, mama huevazo. Mama huevazo indeed.
So, I know you guys see the title and you're like, JR, I'm Dominican, I know black. And this was obviously Puerto Rican guy, right? Puertorriqueño, Boricua. He's Boricua, he's not black. Which is just one of those things. And the islands is completely different with people down there, Afro-Latino and all these other terms. But at the end of the day, you're still black. And that's how it's taught. And we're going to get into a few clips here with some actual Dominicans talking to this guy about basically the indoctrination and how you're taught in school that the Spanish came in and are the saviors, but the Spanish came in and they're the saviors. And you were basically just savages before they came in. And you are taught that the whiteness or the lighter your skin is, the better you are. And this is taught a lot of places. In Indian culture, Southeast Asian culture, it's just one of those things where the lighter your skin is, the better off you are. Even in the black community here in America, the lighter your skin is, the less struggle, and you're better for some reason. But because you're Puerto Rican or you may be Dominican, and some Dominicans do recognize their blackness. They do embrace their blackness, even though they have a first cousin that's Haitian. You know what I'm saying? Or their mom may be Haitian. And somehow, obviously, it's just a border, for lack of a better term, and came over. You're black at the end of the day. But let's get into this whole Dominican thing where this guy right here, he gets upset and livid, and he actually calls himself white, and he believes that being Dominican is a race. But let's get into that, guys. Let's go.
You don't know much about Dominicans. I think you should do your homework before you talk about Dominicans. I see in a video that you talk about we deporting people because they're black, and Mexico's deporting a lot of Haitians. So it's not about race. You don't know our history. You don't know our genetics, because we Dominican, we are a special race. We have Taino on our blood. We have European on our blood when they came on 1492. You should know that before you talk about our race. You were talking about this girl that she says she's not black, and she was right. She's not black. She's Dominican. If you ask me who I am, I'm gonna tell you I'm Dominican. If you ask me, are you white? I'm gonna tell you no, I'm not. Even though I am white.
First thing you said is, we Dominicans, we're a special race. Dominican is not a race. Dominican is a nationality. You said Dominicans are a special race because we're mixed with different races. I got newsflash for you. Every people in the Americas is mixed with all of these three races. All of us. So there's nothing special about you or Dominicans at all. You are just a product of colonization as well as ethnic cleansing like the rest of us, sir. Okay? That was a mistake right there. No such thing as Dominicans as a special race. What makes you special? That you mix with all these races? We all are. And the reasons for being mixed with all these races, it's not a good reason. It's nothing to romanticize.
Right.
It's nothing to say, oh my God, you are a product of grape, is what you are. Now, addressing the video about the young lady who's Dominican who said, I'm not African descent, I'm Hispanic. I speak Spanish. She is phenotypically African descent, black. You cannot tell the difference between her and a black American. The only time you'll even tell the difference is when she opens her mouth and speaks Spanish. Is he black?
If I go by his color, I would say he's black.
Are there people that look just like him that are Dominican?
Yes, a bunch.
Okay, cool. When the word black is being used, it means African descent. So now black people hear Dominicans say, I'm not black, I speak Spanish. What the hell does the language that you speak have to do with...
But hold on. I explained to you that we are mixed. Like you're trying to say they all come from Africa. Even if his color is black, he could feel European.
There's no way I could ever assimilate into whiteness, even though I got 15% Irish.
Even if the color of your skin is black and you say you have a European, how you identify more as a European or as a black American?
As a black person. This very superficial color of skin dictates a lot in this country. But I would imagine the black people that look like me in the Dominican Republic probably make a lower income and have lower access too. Okay, so I have a question for you. Of all of the presidents of the Dominican Republic, have a majority of them look like me with my color?
No, we have one candidate, but
okay. That's all I'm asking. If you look at all of the big companies in the Dominican Republic, are a majority of them, the CEOs look like me?
Not really. We have a bunch of black CEOs.
But do you see how I can make those assumptions?
You're making the color of his skin as an excuse. I used to live in Harlem, so I have a lot of black friends there. And let me tell you something. They will stay home smoking pot. So if you get the opportunity and you get the chance and the government is paying you a loan so you could go to school, why they don't go to school? I mean, you cannot keep feeling as a victim when you have a chance to grow, to become better. Don't tell me the Spanish are going to come from Dominican and go over there, not even speaking English, and they're going to progress. They're going to buy a bodega. And you, American, who speak English and who have all the chances on the world, you can make it.
You ask me, Mexico is deporting Haitians. Are they racist?
Yes, I asked you that.
I'll answer it for you. The answer is yes. Let me prove it to you. Mexico has systemically made the effort to bring in Europeans. They brought in Europeans by the boatloads because they wanted to whiten Mexico. For the same reason why in Dominican Republic, Trujillo wiped out how many black people from Dominican Republic? It's for that same reason. Because these colonized countries in Latin America are trying to whiten the countries. You were in Dominican Republic and you were at the barber.
Man, Buddy was cooking them just now, man. And you see this Dominican dude, and this is how a lot of, at the term, non-FBA people, or tethers, if you will, when they come into the States, they have a disdain for Black Americans. A certain percentage, wherever you were living at, there's good people everywhere. But you're saying, and I've heard Africans say this too, you guys have all the opportunity. You have a social security number, you have citizenship, you have all these things, and I can come to the country and do this. The majority of you have communities set up, right? You have communities set up in place here. Black Americans, you have communities set up, but it's not, we don't have so much things in place in terms of this is the system. Unlike some African, some Caribbean, Asian, some Chinese folks, they have their small communities already set up here that are basically guiding them like, but I don't want to say it's nepotism because it's not so much, but it's basically like, hey, follow this example. It's a shoe-in. All you have to do is do these things and you're going to be successful and have your own business. Not so much like that in Black America with Black folks. All they want to do is sit home all day and smoke weed. It's just that as far as solidarity in the Black community in America, it's not really there. And we've only been free for 60 years, guys, roughly. And with all the stuff that has occurred and all the trials and tribulations, you come in here from your country and have the nerve to criticize Black folks that's already living here when you didn't go through any of the struggle. The same freedoms that you are able to enjoy, the same freedoms that you are able to take advantage of are because of Black Americans. It is because of foundational Black Americans. A lot of you, when you immigrate to the United States, just remember that you fled your country. You could not do that back in your country. Your country, for the most part, was a failed country. You didn't have those opportunities. So you fled there instead of helping your own people and building it up to come to America and criticize Black Americans, criticize foundational Black Americans, which is just crazy to me, but you don't bother to think about that. You don't participate in any of the struggle. So I can tell this guy has a disdain for Black Americans or foundational Black Americans, but you're not a special race. You just speak Spanish. You just happen to be Black and speak Spanish. That's all it is at the end of the day. And the fact that he said, I am white, is crazy to me. Colorism plays a huge part. This other guy gave examples of the fact that who are most of the leadership, the CEOs and things like that. It does play a big part. There's skin whitening products all over. People trying to feel like, you look at most filters on pictures on social media, and black women from other countries and here are using lighter filters because they think that they're more beautiful or that people will take them more seriously. But let's get into the rest of this clip, guys. Let's go.
You were in Dominican Republic and you were at the barber shop and your barber said to you that Dominicans are only beautiful.
He said black people, like very dark people, are beautiful only if they have like ¿cómo yo digo eso en español?
Light skin, Eurocentric features.
Exactly, like a little bit smaller nose. And I told him, bro, I don't have that complexion and I'm more beautiful than you for sure.
So with that said, why are a lot of Dominicans determined to say that colorism doesn't exist in Dominican Republic? Why?
It doesn't exist. That they don't know what it means. You know what's the problem here with racism and colorism? And no acostumbramos. Like we get used to it.
It's normalized. It's become normal.
Exactly. It's normalized. But a lot of people tell to their sons, like, don't marry a very dark person.
The phrase mejorar la raza is something very real in your country.
Yeah, it's so normalized. They've been saying that for years and years and years and years and years.
It's become part of the culture. Yeah, same with us, man. Same with Mexicans, man. Same in Mexico. Same thing. We don't even think we're wrong for wanting to tell our children to marry light-skinned people para mejorar la raza, to improve the race. We don't see evil. We don't see nothing wrong. We don't question it. It's become normalized. It's become part of the culture.
But they keep saying that, like, ese tipo tan negro, ¿por qué tú te casaste con él?
Guys, it's unfortunate it's that way. I've covered a few videos where there was a young lady, she was talking about this and how her family was telling her, why are you marrying a black man? I think she was in the Marine Corps or something like that. Why are you marrying a black man? Mejora la raza. Mejora la raza. Mejora la raza. Mejora la raza. I know I'm probably gonna run that back a few times. I don't speak Spanish. But anyway, better the race. Don't marry. The lighter you are, the better off. You're not really attractive as a black person unless you have European features. This is what has been instilled. They've been indoctrinated. They've been raised this way to feel that way. Colorism is very strong. And as they say, you don't know what it is. You're told that you're white because it's just a thing to do. But I've heard this a few times. You go down there, it's still a conversation. I Dominican, I know black. So it's an insult. And like this dude, you know, shout out to Carlo Malice. He covers that from a Puerto Rican side of things in terms of saying, I'm Boricua, I'm not black. But I've met a few Puerto Ricans throughout my lifetime and they say they have people in their family from all different colors. And that's just the nature of it, guys. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. It helps to support the channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. With that being said, much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm out of here. Peace.